So we're here at the Bett Show at the XL in London, and we are joined today by a special guest called Amber Trout from Magic School. Hello Amber, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Super. So tell us about yourself. Tell us about Magic School and what you're doing here today at Bett.
Yeah, definitely. So Amber Trout, and I'm the Senior Community and Partnerships Manager at Magic School. But what we are doing is helping teachers really achieve things that they couldn't before, which is saving time. And so using our AI tools that we have through Magic School, it's really making that impact for teachers and their workload. And so we are excited about bringing that internationally.
Excellent stuff. Excellent. So what's the biggest challenge that you're hearing from educators, you know, the people you're talking to here at Bett, regarding the adoption of AI in schools?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things swirling, but I do think the security and privacy aspect of it is a big, huge thing that we hear a lot, which we have taken into full consideration. That's top of mind for us. We built in security and privacy tools, COPA, FERPA, GDPR compliance is all in there, and it's a way for them to be able to use it safely and not have to worry about putting something into an LLM like ChatGPT and having that issue.
Right, yeah. I can imagine that is quite a big issue for everybody, isn't it? Privacy is key these days, isn't it?
100%.
Absolutely. Yep. So what's the most exciting innovation that you're seeing in the EdTech kind of arena right now? You know, particularly around AI literacy and student learning.
Yeah, I think what the nice part about AI is that I know that everyone thinks, oh, it's just a tool that gives answers, but we have built it in a way that it's guiding students, not giving answers. And another thing is that it gives students in a classroom a voice, because there's a lot of students who don't know, won't raise their hand, are unsure, but if you have tools to accommodate and differentiate for all of your students in the classroom and not having to go to every single student to do that, it's going to really open up the engagement and have more students actually participating.
Absolutely, yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah.
Yes.
So Magic School offers both, you know, teacher-focused solutions and student-focused solutions. So what specific problems or issues are they designed to solve?
So many things. So the teacher side is, of course, everything that takes teachers a ton of time. Lesson planning, rubric generation, worksheet creation. That stuff takes not only time, but also ideation, having to come up with the ideas. And if you don't always have those, it's hard and it takes hours. So we are then taking that away and building that into our tools to not have to have that barrier anymore. And students, the same thing. If a teacher needs to give them feedback on their writing, usually they go home, mark it up with a red pen, bring it back a week later, and students have now forgotten about that and don't actually have timely feedback. We are giving timely feedback. We're giving tutoring tools. We're helping students in the moment instead of later on. Yeah,
absolutely. So in terms of, you know, the teacher side of things, in planning, learning, and content generation and things like that, what do you think, in your opinion, is still out there that is yet to be solved by technology?
I think there's a lot of things that we still would love to be able to do. I think when it comes down to certain customizations, I think we hear that a lot. Like, are you pulling in this information? Are you doing it for students that have disabilities, that are students that are needing a different accommodations? And so I think there's still that piece of the accommodation side of where we can make sure we're meeting the needs of every single person, which is a hard thing to solve. But I do think that we're getting closer and closer with the feedback from the people that we're working with to understand what needs are in this area.
Yeah, fantastic. So in terms of, you know, coming back round to our world of CPD.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does CPD mean to Magic School then? You know, especially given you've got your certification courses and your professional development offers. So what does CPD kind of mean to you guys?
I think that knowledge is key, honestly, right? If you're not getting in there and learning and understanding how it works, then you're probably not going to use the tool. And so I think that that's a huge piece of what we do, is making sure that we give them accessible resources to be able to understand, to be able to guide them, to be able to get them into the platform in a more easy way, I guess, to be able to understand it. So I think always coming up with new ways to show new features, being able to do quick videos or certification courses that you can absolutely go through the process of learning things quickly and also in a way that's going to make you feel comfortable.
Absolutely, yeah. So why do you think that structured AI professional development specifically is so important in education? And how does Magic School approach teacher training differently from the other organizations?
I think if you don't know how to use AI, it can be dangerous, right? It's not only security and privacy issues, but it's the fact that if you are putting something in there and you're not getting out the right output, or something is going to be controversial, you don't have the ability to want to continue using it because you're like, that didn't work for me, that's scary, that's, you know, taking my information information. But I think having the right understanding of how AI can help and it can solve problems rather than be scary, I think that that's a piece that we want to make sure that people understand and learning all of that. And then what was the second part of the question? Because now I'm like blanking.
Yeah, it was like, how do you approach teacher training slightly differently to other organizations?
Yeah, I think what we focus on is like the impact. Yeah. So instead of being like, okay, here's what all the things it can do, it's like, how does this impact your day-to-day life? How is this saving you time? And we've done some, research on it. 7 to 10 hours is saved using AI and tools like Magic School. So why wouldn't you want to do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Kind of following on from the first part of your answer there.
Yeah.
What do you think are the biggest misconceptions around AI in the kind of school setting?
I think that they think it's an answer giver, that they think it's taking away creativity, that it's doing all of those things, but I think it's giving more creativity, right? These are ideas that you might not have had before. And so now you're getting kids into things that they're interested in. Being able to make a lesson around Minecraft that they love, that's not something you may have thought about before. So the creativity is actually better because you're getting ideas to then continue that process. And also, it's not an answer giver for students. It's actually something that can help them and be more productive and engaged. So
Absolutely. And my final question, if you don't mind, Amber.
Already?
So, yes, it's flying by, isn't it? So I need to read this bit because I'm not quite sure about these. You're a SOC 2 certified, FERPA and COPPA compliant organisation.
Correct.
Is that correct? So what roles does accreditation then and trust play in ensuring that AI adoption within the school setting and ongoing professional development in schools? What does it do for you?
If you don't have those things, what are you doing in a school, right? I feel like that's the absolute top of mind thing that we did before anything else is how do we make it safe? How do we make it secure? How do we make sure that it's not training models, which we don't do, and we don't keep any student information. Students don't log in, we don't have them have personal information, and it's a place for them to be able to feel like, okay, I can put information in here and it's not going to be out on the wild web like in a ChatGPT or a Gemini. And also the fact that you want to make sure that teachers are feeling like this is an actual asset to what I'm doing, not something where it's hindering me or it's causing me to feel like I don't know if this is safe and I should be using it. And so we take that very seriously. We are COPPA and FERPA and GDPR compliant, and it's a way that we're really making sure teachers feel like this is the best tool for them in the environment they work in.
Fantastic, Amber. I mean, it sounds like you're doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
That's really good information. Thank you very much for joining us.
Of course.
So yes, thank you very much to Amber for joining us today, and do check out Magic School's website. You'll find all the information about what they do on there. Okay, again, thank you very much for joining us, Amber.
Thank you.
Right, take care. Bye-bye.